Hello everyone, welcome to Gosport Railworks. My name is James and today we'll be looking at the Dapol Southern Railway Q1 Class. This is made by Bullied and yeah, it's a very nice look. Well, I say nice looking, very subjective in that regard, but in my opinion it's a very nice looking and unique looking 060 locomotive. But before I get on to how it looks and all that lot, let's have a quick look at all the product details. So here's the usual packaging, just normal Dapol packaging. The product code is 2S021001Q1, running number of 33016 in BR Black Early Crest. You can get this in two other liveries. One is with the late crest and also one in Southern Southern Black. I'm about to say BR because normally associate black with BR with locomotives, but yes, the Q1 has only ever worn black. So let's have a look at the bits and pieces which you normally find inside. You get the usual warranty, which no one ever reads, so that goes over there. And here's the product information sheet. It does mention that it needs oiling before doing so, and also gives a little diagram of where to oil. Also tells you what happens if you don't oil, which means yeah, it'll probably die. Also tells you running it with DCC or DC. It's fully DCC ready in that it has a decoder slot in the tender. It's very awkward to get into it, so I won't show you how to do it, but you will need something like this, which is a splunger or something else just to edge it off. It is a completely tender driven, and it's got a little drive shaft going through it, as you can see just about there. But it also needs a very small decoder as well, so do take that into account. But yeah, and also tells you bits and pieces as well. Now the detailing pack. Well, first of all, we get some spare couplings if you want to have the knuckle couplings, and you also get some extra details and more knuckle couplings for some reason. You've got a spare drive shaft, which is always nice. Route indicator discs. Also get various cables from what I can look at, and also what looks like a free link coupling or something like that. Not free link, the screw coupling, just to add onto the coupling spot. So that's also a nice little detail. But let's have a quick look close up. I'm not all that keen on tender driven, axle. Not tender driven, no, drive shafty type loco driven things, but I keep saying loco driven, don't know why, but yeah, I'm not all that keen, but it works just about. But yes, the detail is rather nice. Do mind the slight marks on it. It's when I tried oiling it, my fingers got a bit oily, and yeah, let's just say it's weathering. But other than that, it does look rather nice. Like I said, the detailing is quite superb. It's got riveting all over the entire body, apart from the flat sheet of metal there. It's got the bullied wheels, which are always nice to see. I think the early versions don't have this little link here. That would be the Southern Black versions. But I haven't got one, so I don't entirely know. This is all plastic because that's where the motor is. But yeah, underside, you get a decent amount of detail there. You got running number underneath my thumb. Also got the power rating from BR, nicely coloured whistles and safety valves. Inside, you don't actually have much detail on the inside, but considering it's a very closed up cab, it'll be very difficult to see anyway. You got the cab doors, just so on the other side. Yeah, you haven't got a little thing on this side. And you've got some very nice, very fine wire, piping at the bottom here. And just put back's just a ladder and all that lot. And bringing around the front, it's the running number and also a shed number as well, and also some other handholds. Anyway, let's have a quick look at how heavy this weighs. So I'll turn this on. Hopefully it works. Yes, it does. Should do, because I tested it a minute ago, but so just carefully lift you up on here. And it's a decent 53.5 grams. So it's about double. What's that? I'm not too sure what that is. I'll have a look at that in a minute. May have broken something. But yeah, it's basically 2 Mark 1s. So it's quite nice. Ooh, just be a bit careful. Yes. Anyway, let's get onto the turntable so I don't break anything else. And then I can tell you a bit more about the Q1. So I'll see you in a bit. The Southern Railway Q1 Class is a type of auxiliary steam locomotive constructed during the Second World War. The class was designed by Oliver Bullied for use on the intensive freight turns experienced during wartime on the Southern Railway network. A total of 40 locomotives were built. In late 1939, the Southern Railway, until then a primarily high-density commuter railway serving London and the southeast of England, much of it electrified with third rail pickup, found itself on the British front line of the Second World War, with a severe lack of modern freight hauling capability. The newest freight design was the Q Class 060 of 1938, the last locomotive designed by Richard Maunsell. The Southern Railway became an essential strategic war asset because of its proximity to continental Europe, and needed to equip itself with adequate freight handling capability to transport the vast quantities of supplies and troops required for the conflict. The brief stipulated high route availability and high tractive effort. The answer to this problem came from the drawing board of the Southern Railway's chief mechanical engineer, Oliver Bullied, in the shape of the Q1. Using the minimum amount of raw materials and with all cosmetic features stripped away, he produced in 1942 the most powerful 060 steam locomotive ever to run on Britain's railways. The class lasted in service until July 1966. Only one locomotive of the class survived into preservation. First of class 33001 has been preserved, and now resides in the National Railway Museum in York, where it carries its original Southern Railway livery and number C1. Well, here we are on my bottom port layout. As you can see, I've got the Q1 set up and also the test rake set up. I'll be running this under DCC because I said it's a bit iffy trying to change the decoder, mainly because you'd have to take apart the drive shaft. Well, you can just about edge it out, but it's a bit more easy if you take out the drive shaft, then take the tender body off, then swap the ship and do it in reverse. So yeah, this will be under DCC because I'm a bit lazy. But it does mean that we can see the slow speed at the best, which is very nice, as you can see. This is using a, can't remember what decoder it is. It's a smaller one because it's a very small amount of space in the tender. As you can see, you can get slow right down. I've just noticed a bit of fluff there, but maybe a bit of fluff. Oh well. We'll put it back and forward. But yeah, let's have a quick run around the layout. I'm actually recording this early, so yeah, you won't see the canopy built. It's not all that loud, which I'm quite pleased with. Even though sometimes Dapol steam locomotives do tend to be a bit unreliable at times, they are quieter than Ferris ones. This is always nice. as you can see, it has really no issues going around the layout, but it does have pickups on all the wheels, so it doesn't have any problems with points, though I have temporarily powered these using some wires, so it shouldn't do. But I do know that sometimes Dapol locomotives, even though they say they have pickups on all wires, sometimes it doesn't quite pick up properly. Schools class. I said I tried that before, and it had a bit of an issue with my points, but oh well. Anyway, I'm going to switch this to the inside line. I can't do it live because the points are permanently wired that way at the moment. So yeah, I'll give you a quick cut and bring you back after it's all done. So see you in a bit. Now then, here we are on, well, all coupled up. I did have to move the coaches onto the outside line because first go at this, it seemed to derail itself. The only thing I can think of is that the inside line either has some debris which needs clearing up, or these cab doors, which is the more likely suspicion, tend to get locked up if it's sub second radius. So, and I said this inside line is slightly below second radius, so that's the most likely cause. So yeah, everything's moved onto the outside line, and yeah, so let's have a go. And as you can see, it has no problems pulling my test rake, which is 8 Mark 1s. Each one is 25 grams each. So the Q1 is currently pulling 4 times its own weight, roughly. Let's go up to a nice decent speed. There it goes, off through the, don't know what to call that bit now, the urban bit, and we'll just bring it to a stop in a minute. There we go, and that was rather nice, wasn't it? It had no issues with all that weight, even though I would suspect it would be able to pull a fair bit more, but and also will most likely be probably hauling freight, but never mind, it does passenger work sometimes. But yeah, it's a nice loco, and for how much I pay for it, about £100, it's quite good, reasonably well valued. And compared to some of the other Dapol locos which I've had, this is not, it's actually a fairly decent runner. So yeah, I'd recommend this one. I will point out that sometimes you do have to be a bit careful of couplings, because I have had issues with this one before, mainly because this coupling, which used to be the back one, is slightly angled up. So I had to swap them around, and as you can see, it runs perfectly fine now without decoupling. I will have to test out if these cab doors are the problem of the derailing, because so first time around, it got it all the way up to the turn here, and then the tender tend to pull itself off. So I'll have to check that. It may be a design issue, but just to be on the safe side, I would not recommend putting this on anything less than second radius. So something to keep, have some thoughts about. But yeah, I hoped everyone enjoyed this review, and hope to see you all again next time. I will be stepping away from the Southern Railway reviews for a while, because I've only got one other Southern Railway loco to review, which is my little terrier. So next one, I'll be stepping into the dreaded GWR territory. which my dad will be happy about. So yeah, I've got a few locos to review. So yeah, I hope to see everyone again next time, and take care. So see ya.